this is gonna be a good one. Today we talking about the legendary battle of Gaara and Rock Lee. So let's get into it. To kick things off, we got Gaara and Rock Lee being selected by this small ass TV in the stadium. I know they was struggling to read that shit. Would've had me like, who is that right there? That's me? That's me, or is that a K or a B? Who is that? Who that is? The first name to be selected was Gaara, and this man immediately teleports to the ring. Like, damn, this man ready to box for real. The second name to be selected is obviously Lee, and he all excited talking about some, yes, I knew it would work. I was using reverse psychology. This nigga in his charismatic robot ass voice. I need a better haircut. Face ass. That sorry bowl cut is leaving the hoes terrified. But you know what? I'ma chill out on my man Lee, cause he's still the GOAT. Lee gets into his iconic stance, meaning he ready to box. And Gaara, well, Gaara's standing there like a pissed off emo kid. No smiles in sight. That boy only got one thing on his mind: murder. Lee kicks off the fight with a leaf hurricane, and it's easily blocked by Gaara's sand. That demonic ass sand. That sand stay on autopilot. This is not even a fair fight. This is a 2v1 for real. Someone gotta show me the rule book, cause this not making no sense. Lee backs up, and logically speaking, you think he'd try and strategize before he attacks again. But no, he charged straight ahead. He charges right back in, and to no surprise at all, his attacks get blocked. He just out there doing cardio for no reason. I know some of y'all played sports, and Lee that type of teammate that would be happy to be running suicides, talking about some coach is right. To win this next game, we gotta do. Shut up, bro. Ain't nobody trying to run this. Gaara then gets on offense and bull rushes Lee with his sand. Lee tries to evade it, but it grabs a hold of him and throws him to the wall. Sakura's useless ass gets to asking why he not using no ninjutsu, and that's when we find out that he's disabled. Alright, I'm playing. He just doesn't got any ninjutsu or genjutsu skills at all. Now your immediate reaction would be to laugh. A ninja with no ninjutsu? You gotta be kidding. Get him out of here. But to that I say, let him cook. Lee low-key remind me of that one ball prospect, Emmanuel Hansel. Dude got one hand and a nub crossing people out their shoes and putting his nuts in their face. But there's still people in them IG comment sections talking about, oh, I'd lock that shit up. Oh, I'd swat that out the air. You not doing nothing, okay? You getting crossed out your shoes. Your ankles will break in 4 different places, and you will be baptized in the name of a basketball. Not me though, I'm built different. I'm locking that shit up every time. Lee's still down there getting blitzed, so Guy finally gives Lee the okay.
All right, Lee. Take him off.
Now, if I'm in the stadium, my first thought would be, wait, hold on, take off what? You about to have him fighting butt booty naked? But nah, whole time, he was talking about his ankle weight. Now, I know what some people were thinking. Ankle weights? What is that gonna do? Is he an old lady? Is he 60 years old? You smooth-brained individual, you must not be familiar with this game. Yeah, you see how gangster that was? This nigga dropped those 1,000-pound weights and caused an earthquake. Had it looking like EDP swan dove to the floor. And don't get me started on how he paused and held them weights. I know this man's lateral raises are looking crazy. Lee starts attacking Gaara, but this time the sand's barely keeping up. And finally, Lee connects one by putting his heel to the back of Gaara's head. Had that man bowing to him. Good evening, your grace. Face ass. Lee wastes no time and charges full speed at Gaara. He sends the sand to block him, but Lee pops up on the other side and gives him a right hook so hard, his mom probably felt that in the grave. Now I know Lee probably feeling himself, cause he finally made Gaara touch the ground. But then this nigga Gaara gets up like this. Now listen, call me a punk, but I would've forfeit so fast, would've had me contemplating if I really wanna be a ninja for real. Like, is the pay that good? What's the pension plan? Look, that's a demon. Listen to how loud he's breathing. Sound like he been smoking Newports for 60 years. Lee decides he gotta reach a little deeper in his duffy and decides to pull out the primary lotus. He starts running fast as hell around Gaara to throw him off. Like I said, this man always doing cardio. Sign this man up for a marathon. Then he proceeds to kick this man in his jaw, causing him to levitate. Had that boy looking like some Cardi Leaks was playing. That's tough. Lee starts doing keep-ups with Gaara mid-air, bringing him all the way to the top of the ceiling. He then uses them sweaty-ass bandages to wrap up Gaara to begin his primary lotus. I don't care, this a violation. He not wrapping me up with them bandages. Look how much cardio this nigga's been doing the whole round. I know them wraps smell like sweaty gooch and expired milk. Lee smashes him into the ground head first, laying Gaara out like a stretcher. Ain't no way he coming back from that. That man got CTE for life. Lee, along with everyone else, thinks the match is over. But plot twist, it was really really just a sand shell. Gaara pops up on the other side with the most evil grin I've ever seen. Bull rushes him with sand, then proceeds to make a sand tsunami. Rock Lee somehow manages to block this attack, then dodges a couple others. Really peep how he dodging these attacks though. His tank's on E, but he's still moving. This man built like a 01 Honda. He just keeps going. Lee realizes he gotta end this sooner rather than later, so he decides to open up the 4th gate, and this is where he really starts to go crazy. This man damn near teleports to Gaara and gives him another swift kick in his jaw, sending him flying again. But this time as he's rising, Lee teleports over him and punches him square in his chest. Like damn, that sand not even trying to protect this nigga Gaara no more. They just letting him get mollywopped. Lee then decides to open the 5th gate and starts getting real disrespectful. He punches him to the ground, pulls him back up like a yo-yo, and then slams him back down. He tumbles across the ground, exhausted. But it's cool cause he already won. Ain't no way this man survived that. I'd be surprised if this nigga's even still alive.
Oh, sweet Jesus, let me kill this nigga.
This man Sand decides to clutch up like Kyrie in Game 7 and cushions his fall. This gotta be the most Mickey shit I've ever seen. You telling me he was getting pieced up by 5th gate Rock Lee with no interference, but the final blow it wanna pop up out of nowhere like a father when his kid makes the NBA? I'm not going. Gaara uses his sand to grab Lee, ready to turn his limb into a smoothie, and this is where I almost turned off the episode because I didn't need that type of pain in my life. But luckily, Guy comes in and saves him. Sadly, this automatically made Gaara the winner of the match, but who cares because Lee won our hearts. And even after all this, Lee, bloody and beaten, stands up unconsciously, ready to keep fighting. He the real MVP. That's why you the real MVP. Real talk though, Lee is really that boy. And even though he lost, he cemented himself as a legend with this fight.
I don't really wanna know. Shorty telling me her name. I don't really wanna know. Had to wake up, go to work. I ain't really wanna go. God be with me on my side. He be with me on the low.